Hey everybody, this is TJR. I'm a musician and a music writer.
And my name is Robert Kinsler, and I'm a music writer and a musician.
And so we're here today. It's been a month since Paul McCartney's album Egypt Station came out. And I thought it would be a good idea for us to talk about it a month later to just see how it's resonating with us now that we've lived with it longer.
Right.
Because I know I gave my initial reactions fairly quickly after it came out.
Right.
I did a video by myself. I wish you could have joined me given your initial reactions, but I did mine. And of course I was very positive. And I know just personally you were very positive about it too.
I was,
when you first heard it.
Very positive, yeah.
So now it's been 30 days. We've had time to live with it. We've listened to it in different, situations.
Right.
And do you want to start by saying anything?
Sure. I'll just start right off the bat here and say the more I listen to the album, I enjoy it. It now after a month, it has that quality of like when you pop in an album you've had for a while, and part of it's because McCartney's voice is so familiar, and the musical vocabulary that he's built over the last 50 plus years, it's so much a part of so many of our DNAs. That you just immediately gravitate toward most of the songs. I mean, there's a couple songs I'm not a fan of. I think Defy You is still not doing anything for me. It's just not working for me. But there's so many songs on this album that I do love. What are kind of your thoughts?
Well, it's funny because I did a video on Defy You when it first premiered. And I have not grown any fonder of that song. Though I understand why he did it. It was to kind of like just have a track that appeals to radio, to the current sensibility of radio, where every song follows a certain formula, because radio doesn't want anything to sound too different. If it's new, they don't want it to sound too different from anything they're currently playing, because they're afraid viewers will turn away when they hear something unfamiliar. Right. So I see why he did it. But I don't care, because to me the rest of the album is so effing good.
Yeah, it is. It's so strong.
And I agree with what you say about how it seems familiar. Not familiar, not 30 days familiar, but it feels like I've been listening to it for years.
That's right. That's it. That's what happened when I stepped away from the album for a week or two. I listened to it a lot when I first got it, and then we talked about, hey, let's go back and revisit. Yeah. So I've been listening to it the last few days, and immediately when I put it in, the songs we're like, God, it's great to hear that song again.
Yeah.
I mean, the lead-off track, well, not the opening station, but I Don't Know, which is kind of like a beautiful Beatlesque ballad. I just love that, and that song is so strong. I thought that when I first heard it, but now that it comes back to you and it washes over you and stuff. What a wonderful song that is, and a great recording as well.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I Don't Know was one of the first released tracks, along with Come On to Me.
Right.
Those two came out at the same time. And at the time when it came out, I gave a reaction. I said, Come On to Me, I'm much more into. I'm immediately grooving on that one. I Don't Know sounds nice, but I'm not that into it yet. This was, like I said, initial reaction when they released us as singles. But now that I've had the album and I've lived with it in context too, that I think sometimes context can affect how you hear certain songs, how they're placed within the album sequencing. Now, like I said, I Don't Know I like just as much as Come On to Me, which initially was the one I initially responded to the most. Yeah. But yeah, it feels like I've known this album for a lot longer. And that's a good thing, in my opinion. That you feel like it's been something you've enjoyed for years versus only the last 30 days. Yeah. Do you have any favorite tracks you want to talk about?
Well,
mention in particular?
I Don't Know. I love that, and I love Dominoes as well. I just love that song. That's one of those things. I think when you listen to the album, what you'll find is that it all has all the songs have that Paul McCartney styled stamp, but there's a lot of variety on them. I know that there's there's kind of like the anthems, like People Want Peace. There's the song, and the name escapes me, but I think it might be Who Cares, the one that's about there's different.
Who Cares? I love the theme of that. I love what that lyrically song is about. And
a lot of these songs, you hear them and they immediately strike you like, these are really good songs. Great melodies, and Paul McCartney's voice is not that pure tenor that he used to have for so many years. It's not, but he's made his voice the way it sounds now really work well with these songs,
with these recordings,
and stuff, and it he's really adapted well. I know we talked, like in the case of Defy You, they're trying to do something that appeals to modern day radio. But I think hardcore Beatles fans and fans of Paul McCartney's solo work or his work with Wings are all going to really, give this album a try. I think you're really going to like it.
If you haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, if you haven't heard it, really give it a chance, because I think it's a really good album.
I think it's incredibly strong. I mean, I know that in waiting for this album, like I said, I popped back in Memory Almost Full, which I always liked, and time makes you like an album more, because when I popped it back in, it was like, oh wow, yeah, this album's really good. But I'm feeling this is already a stronger album than that.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked New, but I thought Memory Almost Full was better.
Yeah, I thought that was a great album, Memory Almost Full. Yeah.
But I'm thinking this is even a stronger album than that, based on how I'm reacting to it after 30 days. For me, some of my favorite songs are Back. Is it Back from Brazil or Back to Brazil?
Yeah,
I get it wrong sometimes.
Back in Brazil.
Back in Brazil. Oh my gosh, you're right. Back in Brazil. Okay. And
that kind of has a bossa nova kind of feel to it. Wouldn't you say?
I enjoy the feel of that song. Also, a real favorite of mine, Happy With You.
That's a great song.
Happy With You feels like a classic era Beatles song.
It does, yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've said it feels like something off the White Album, to me, that song. And then the other one that I would mention is among the bonus tracks, Nothing for Free, which is one of the bonus tracks off the green Rubber Band edition. That one, it's funny about that one, because as much as I didn't like Defy You, Nothing is Free also sounds very more like it's trying to appeal to a more modern and contemporary sensibility, but it does it the right way.
Yeah.
Every musical choice sounds inventive and interesting and builds on each other and goes in places you don't expect, but also entertains you in the process. And to me, that song, I feel like, appeals to contemporary radio, but in the right way.
Okay.
It's done in the right way, not in a let's follow this formula way. Let's use modern conventions, but let's see what we can do to make it our own thing and interesting and unique.
Okay.
And that's why I feel that track accomplishes that Defy You doesn't.
Yeah.
It's interesting that that's one of my favorites and on the album, and it's trying to do the same thing that my least favorite song on the album is trying to do. In fact, Defy You is the only song I really don't like.
And I just have the standard edition. I wish I need to hear those two additional tracks on the.
You
need
will
to borrow yours, yeah.
You will.
But outside of that song, I mean, it's a straight. And then there's that great medley that closes out the standard edition, and that's just super cool. I mean, it harkens back to what the Beatles were doing late in their career.
Yeah. Also, Despite Repeated Warnings, which has those sudden tempo changes where it just suddenly goes off in a different direction. Very similar to, some people have compared it to Band on the Run and how it keeps changing.
Right.
I don't think it's quite as musically inventive a song as Band on the Run, but I like the song a lot. And something I want to just address here, since we have the camera here. When I first talked about that song, I mentioned the fact that a lot of people were saying that it was a song about Trump. And I said, I don't see anything in the lyrics that specifically leads me to believe that at this point. Apparently the word has come out, McCartney has said it's about his feelings on the environment. And which he says Trump is one person that he feels he's opposed to in regards to the earth, the environment of the earth. But now that I find out it's about the environment, the title makes perfect sense. Despite repeated warnings. And I think it's a very powerful song. Now that I know exactly what it's about, I feel it's even more powerful now. And I just wanted to address that because I brought it up in the last video where I said I wasn't really sure what this song was about, but now I do. So
it's so great that Paul McCartney at this stage in his career, which is he's like we were saying, 55 years or so into his recorded music career, that he still has things he wants to say, that he's still inventive, and and
that he can write a good song.
Yeah, exactly. That he can write a great song that makes you think and sticks in your head, which is and there's a lot of music out there. So the fact that he can do something that stands out, that's it just speaks to how great he is.
Yeah, be it a love song, be it just a simple love song, or something that he feels is socially relevant to the times.
Exactly.
Because that's the thing I've always said. It's great if you want to espouse your beliefs in music, whatever they are, whether I agree with them or not. I think that's great. But you still have a responsibility to write a good song that is melodically interesting and fun to listen to and catches your ear. And I think that works with when that opening piano comes in and he sings that opening line. I think it resonates very strongly, and I think it's a good song.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, anyways, though, so
I think we're kind of unanimous on this, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're both feeling pretty strongly about this.
Yeah, and we'll hold it up here. And if you haven't heard Egypt Station yet, by all means, get it. It's out on his longtime label, Capitol Records, and just a great album.
Get the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
The green rubber band one. Get that one.
And that's available, I think, at Target, right?
Here in the United States, at Target.
In the US, yeah.
I believe there's outlets outside the United States.
Internationally, where people can pick it up. So I'm sure you can easily track down that information and get it.
Find that. So anyways, what have your thoughts been? Those of you who have been listening now for the last month, who got it when it first came out, what are your thoughts? What's changed? Has anything changed about how you feel about it? Let us know what you think. And those of you who have been like hesitant to check it out because for whatever reasons you don't think McCartney has it anymore or whatever, are you interested now? Are you going to check it out? Or did you, in the meantime, check it out since it came out? And what are your thoughts? Just let us know. And till next time, I'm TJR.
And I'm Robert Kinsler.
And we'll look forward to checking out your comments, everybody. Bye-bye.